This is what happens when I show up late. Oh, right on time. Hello.
A wizard is never late.
Yeah, that's true. I'm always on time. It's very true.
We're always on time.
It's very.
Have you used the
true.
headphones on gameplay? I figured you had mentioned once that you were using some old Turtle Beach ones still.
Yeah, but the difference between these are wired, right? So
right.
I've got about 2 feet of wire.
Oh, is it 2 feet of wire? I figured you plug it in right into the controller, right?
I don't know. Can I? I didn't even check. I haven't plugged
your
into the
Xbox
computer.
controller.
Yeah, because I've got the wireless one upstairs. It's so nice, right?
Fair,
I don't have to.
enough,
but this is great. Okay. This replaces my broken one down here. So.
Oh, okay, fair enough. That was that's it. Whichever one.
I'm just not using the mic because I've got the nice one in front of me.
Very nice.
The blue globe. If you want to look for a sponsor, the blue. I don't actually know if you can see it, but anyway, welcome to the show. We're 1 minute in. I think we're right on time, right? 9:35.
We're a wizard is never late.
Well, I mean, I guess in Twitch you could be. They just made a deal with. So let's play some music. Apparently, they made a deal with the music folks. We can play whatever music we want. Maybe. What's up, Ditch That Witch?
So I got the email, right? So it was all like, "What's going on?" I got the email saying, it's like, "Oh, we've made a deal," and but I read like legalese.
I just forwarded it to my lawyer, right? That's. Like, tell me what this means. I don't know what this means.
Can I play? Can I play deep? Can I play some? Can I play all of the? Can I play Beatles?
Stop sending me terms and conditions, Pedro. I'm not reading these. Just accept them. Stop sending me terms and conditions. What do I pay you for?
Your lawyer on retainer. Here at the Mid-Geek Crisis, Pedro has got a lawyer by proxy for us, right? So
we get sued a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure we do. Let's roll the brand.
Speaking of credits,
Speaking of credits, let's roll it. Let's get this going. Welcome everyone, episode 140.
We're back.
Woo! Episode 140 of the Mid-Geek Crisis. I'm Joe, one of your hosts, your central voice on Tuesday nights.
I'm the other one.
The other one. He's our sultry East Coast angry man.
Dude. Yeah,
angry
Pedro,
guy.
Cautious Online. What's up? Thanks for jumping on, Kendo. Thanks for jumping on, Adam.
So New York. So Texas attacked you guys last week, and there's new information. There's new information on the story.
Did we talk about this on the show? Am I going to have to eat crow online?
No.
Thanks for jumping on.
Look, trust me, I was totally okay with you beating one of our citizens, one of our.
Well, I mean, I think allegedly,
right? Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So, what's the update on the story? Fill me in. I want to hear it from.
In the continuing saga of Texas versus New York, I think Texas might have this round. Apparently, the host at Carmine's, who was attacked by 3 people from Texas, may have dropped the N-bomb on these 3 guests, which actually turned out to be 6 guests, and most of them had a vaccine card. It was just 2 of them that didn't, and blah, blah, blah. It got complicated, so hands were thrown upon the utterance of the N-word. But these are accusations, allegedly.
We've got a lot of people from Texas, from all over the U.S. Explain what Carmine's is. I think you felt like it was like an institution.
Yeah, Carmine's is like an old Italian restaurant. It's a big tourist spot. It's got great Italian food, allegedly. Folks go there from out of town. No, I don't. It's not a pizzeria. It's more of a fancy Italian place. So good pasta, handmade, whatever they say, right? But it's like an institution, and so like a lot of institutions. I don't know. It's just an Italian place, and like I don't want to stereotype, but like New Yorkers sometimes stereotype. we got a thing. We say things. We don't mean things, right? So there's a little bit of So that N-word may or may not have been dropped. It's accusations going back and forth now. Who knows?
I mean, in this day and age, no one pulled out a cell phone to get the evidence. Like,
I think that's what's being collated now. That's what's being collated. Yeah, it's an expensive Olive Garden now today, probably. But they do capture that tourist dollars. I think it's up on the Upper West Side, so you can like see the Seinfeld restaurant. Like, you can walk that whole neighborhood and see all the places where famous things have happened.
Yeah, I think they were from Houston, so they were Houston's finest.
One of them was from Houston. Like, if they were from all over Texas.
So. Interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, no, you don't get to eat crow because I was on your side.
New York will apologize. Right? So we're big enough. We're big enough to apologize for jumping to conclusions.
Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one. It's true. It's true. It's true. So yes, that's local news. Let's talk video games, role-playing games.
Video game news. So hopefully everyone has now dusted off their boxed copy of Sonic the Hedgehog because it is apparently worth almost $500,000.
Dude,
in the ever-growing saga that is WATA, and their shady rating of video games. I just I've ranted about this. I think this has been every week for the past like 5 weeks.
We have, because they keep selling games. They can't stop. Another one.
They keep. When is the government going to step in on this? Like, it's too much money for exchange of hands. Right?
I'm sorry, like, what? They haven't stepped into like NFTs or Bitcoins or any of the scams going on right now. Why would they step in? They don't have time for that.
I know, right? We've got this pandemic thing. I don't know.
Yeah. So Sonic, what was it? $483,000.
It was
$3,000.
Let's do the story up there. So first off, I'm gonna start off with a lead story. On this. Yes, it's.
Thanks for jumping on here, Rio, instead of jumping on and listening to T-Pain. But I mean, what else are we gonna do?
I mean, T-Pain's one of us, so I that's fair. That's fair. I mean, Tuesday nights aren't our block. We called it.
Should we call a raid on T-Pain? Is that something kids do now?
Is that what kids do these days? Sonic's dad, Yuji Naka, pretty much he caught wind of this. One of the lead heads of Sonic team back in the 80s. One of the creators. The copy sold for $430,500. And even Yuji Naka.
I assume that is not Yuji Naka in that.
No. Yuji Naka is this individual right here. He was like, "What's this?" I mean, it's ludicrous the amount he couldn't believe it. Yeah. He couldn't believe it. Final sale price $430,000. Now, again, I can provide screenshots for any BTC sent to me. There we go. There's a Bitcoin. There's a Bitcoin wallet right there.
NFT sales happening in our channel.
That's right.
We're gonna have to turn on the bot and track that down. That's
Chris, I don't know, but I mean, Chris, I'm sure you and I both have multiple copies. Now, here's the problem. Normally, I'd be like, oh man, this must have been a really pristine copy. Like it's sealed. What's going on here? Sure enough, here is the copy that sold. That's in the box. Here's the tear.
Yeah, yep.
It is. What's happening?
Maybe the greater tore it himself. Maybe that's what happened.
The wrapping is just not like that. Looks like it was just shrink wrap with any old shrink wrap machine. Like
it was re-shrink wrap. That's what happened there.
That's what it looks like. I mean, like, was the person that graded? Could they verify that was actual like Sega wrapping at this point? Because that is just terrible. Do it.
MTC wrap right there. What's MTC? Is that like making it up, adding new stuff? I think it's fake, but it's a 9.4 out of 10, guys. So that this is a WATA certified, pristine game.
The movie trading company. Yeah, it's very movie trading company. Very, very, very aftermarket. They reseal it. Oh yeah. I mean, everyone that worked at if you worked at GameStop early on, or Babbage's or EB Games, they used to have a shrink wrap machine. Then they stopped telling them that they could do it, but they used to all have a shrink wrap machine.
And you go back and rewrap stuff. They do it all the time with collectible D&D books or old role playing books. They just rewrap it and try to sell it as unopened. It's
yeah. Adam, it's money laundering, no doubt about it. Money is exchanging hands in very interesting ways.
What's the other one? It's like speculation as well, right? It's money laundering and speculation, except the folks that are doing it are also profiting from it, right? So they're setting up the market, profiting from the market, and trying to hype up the market. So there's a lot of fraud involved. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
So that's how you sell Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's artificial inflation, right?
Yeah, it's artificial inflation. They can't wait to advertise this. $430,000 is a ludicrous amount of money, though.
It's a ludicrous amount of money. It makes no sense. It's a record for any Sega Genesis game. I mean, no better character deserves it. Sonic. I mean, he is one of the face of Sega. I mean, that's like. I mean, if Mario can make $1 million and $500,000, Sonic should be able to get some of that.
I'm just glad it's settled that Sonic is only 20% as good as Mario.
Yeah, no, this is true.
And where did Link dropped in there at like $1 million? Link dropped in there.
I love the tweets on this are like also both of these for 500,000 right here. There we go. Man, that's a Master System version.
Yeah, with the grid, like they didn't even bother like masking that grid in the background when they were laying out the graphics. I love.
Oh yeah, the Master System games always had the.
I know. I remember
that grid stone.
That Shinobi cartridge that I got from way back when.
Yeah, Shinobi was funny because it was one of the first ones for Master System. So it said Shinobi, and then it was like this like awfully drawn ninja on the box. It wasn't like
it looked
they
like
used
fan
like
art.
clip art. Yeah, it was like fan art. It was really weird.
Sonic, Shinabi.
It's just I don't understand. I don't understand why. What do I have to do? Like, do I have to just be an awful human being to make any of that money? Because
yeah, dude, I told you 50% more evil. Always, you got to be 50% more evil, or else you're never gonna profit, right? That's the way it be. I'll say what happens sometime soon. The bubble's going to pop, and a lot of people, the ones that can lose, are going to lose a lot of money. Yep, there's going to be folks left holding the bag, right? So hopefully the folks who can afford it are the ones left. But a lot of speculators are going to gamble on this.
My giant box of chromium covered Fantastic Fours from 1992, you know, those are still worth a ton of money, right?
What?
Right? No.
You gotta sell that. You gotta sell that, my man. You gotta put that out there. Welcome to the show, Kabuki.
Kabuki's like, hey, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? Oh man, yeah. So yeah, that's that. I don't. Again, that just happened.
Hey, thanks for dipping out, Rita. You missed our Sonic the Hedgehog $430,000 auction. I know you really wanted it, but it just sold for $430,000.
$430,000. You can't afford Sonic
$499. That's what I'm selling mine for.
I just don't. So at this point, I think what now happens is all copies of Sonic now go up in price. Is that what's supposed to happen? Like Sonic 1 is supposed to go up in value.
It should pull them all up, right? I don't know. I don't know how it works. In that, does it make other ones valuable? Does an 8 value at $300,000 now? Does a 5 value at $50? Like, where's the price breaks on old Sonic games?
So, like, and again, speaking of this copy, you know, just to kind of clarify, Sonic the Hedgehog was a pack-in game for the Sega Genesis for a very long time. When the Sega Genesis first came out, it had other games. You know, it would ship with like things like Golden Axe and other things like that. And then
come on,
the second launch of the Sega Genesis, the Model 1, the second launch, eventually this became a pack-in, and the pack-in copy says not for resale on the front, and so that was the box, that was the one that everyone had, right? So again, as I said last time, that copy of Super Mario Brothers that was sold was a box copy of Mario 1, and yes, technically that is worth more because it is a box copy of Mario.
Everyone had the non-box.
Had the non-box, and they also had one that probably had Duck Hunt, or it had Duck Hunt and World Track Meet, Track and Field, and all that. So, a single copy of Mario Brothers is definitely rare, but it's not rare. So, that said, this copy of Sonic is a retail box Sonic copy, which is a game that a lot of people already got with their Sega Genesis when they bought it. But for the people that might have had a Sega Genesis before Sonic the Hedgehog came out, this is a way for them to get it. Mario is different because Mario physically launched in the US with as a packet. So yeah, it's weird. It's strange. If you're ever out and about and you see a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog like this without the not for resale on the cover, yeah, technically it's worth a couple bucks more. I say a couple bucks more, guys, not 400,000. So
My dude, if I find a box copy of Sonic the Hedgehog, I'm selling it for $400,000. You know.
Oh, Dan, is it a cardboard box? I couldn't tell. I can't tell if it's a cardboard or if it's a clamshell. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, either way, it's still a bent box. Like I just I just don't understand the.
And I'm with you, Rolls. Yeah, it's a 9.5 might be worth $1 million. A 5 might be worth $50. It all depends on how you auction it, and how WATA advertises it, and how WATA invites people who need to launder money there. Right? I think that's what it comes down to.
I don't know how that's a box though. They didn't go to the actual cardboard box without the clamshell until they went to the red spine. But I might be wrong. Maybe that's what makes it rare. I don't know.
It's in a clamshell.
Well, I mean, no. Well, Sega Genesis games when they came out,
they're in the boxes. I remember
they were in the boxes. Clip. But when they launched
DS games,
yeah, it's a black box. When they switched over to the Model 2, the square Genesis, not the long body, the square one, the Model 2, they rebranded, right? They went to that red spine with the white.
Did the Model 2 get rid of the cards? The slip.
No, it had the card, but it was just in the center. So it was like it was a square system like this versus it being the long one where it was.
I had the long one, right? And that's the one you put the slot in,
yeah. Here.
Genesis would be considered my first next gen system. We were a Genesis family, not a Nintendo family, or a Sega family, not a Nintendo family.
So the Model 2 was that one right here.
Yeah, that one I did not own. I had the long one.
So when this one
launched, where do you
launched,
put the card in that one?
So it's at the top. That's right. It's the big slot right here.
Not the cartridge.
No. That's the Master System.
Oh, that's the one I had.
You're thinking about the Master System.
Okay, so that's the one I had. The Master System.
Yeah, so you had the cards. Where's the Master System? Yeah. So
all right. That's right. That Genesis. Look at this. Walk down memory lane. So how much would the Master? It's like if Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis is worth $430,000. Look at this. He's bloated. You blocked at work. I've got ad blocker and stuff like that going. That's the one I had. Yep.
Yeah. So that's the Master System, right? And that one was kind of it was an 8-bit system.
It's like a touchscreen buttons on the cover. Look
but they're not. They're not. But they're just. It's just an LED light.
That little tiny controller makes me so nostalgic. And it's on the side, so it's always in the way. That like weird cable. I love it.
Yeah, the Master System was the power base or whatever they call it. Eventually, since this didn't sell as well as the Nintendo, as the NES, so but people had games, and so one of the big selling point was a lot of the shelves still had games for the Master System, and they sold the power base unit. So for the Genesis.
Well, couldn't you make the ultimate Voltron of playing games? That's what I had for the
Genesis. Right. So eventually they sold this thing, which was
Master System. It was gigantic. It was bigger than the VCR, right, Ditch? Like it was just this enormous thing sitting in front of the VCR. It's 80s beautiful, yeah.
Right. So this was the Genesis Model 1, right? It was longer, and then the card slot, and then they made this thing, the power base unit, which you plugged into the top of the Genesis, and that gave you the ability to play Master System games, and there was your card slot right there.
I don't understand how Sega failed. It was like backwards compatibility before backwards compatibility.
Oh yeah, no, totally. But you know,
I'm with you. Specialization.
You just keep going up and up and up. 32X, Sega CD at the bottom.
You put the Game Genie on top, and you lock in Altered Beast.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Game Genie, and then you put in Sonic and Knuckles, and then you pop in a copy of Sonic 2 at the top. You just like.
Then your brother falls over or drops something on it, and you have to,
No, the Master System was a gigantic system. Yeah, and then add in the 32X. That's right. So it's just like this ginormous like.
Did you clip it onto the CD player, right? I remember all this. This was the best thing about Sega. You could form the ultimate system.
It was an investment, right? It was almost like buying Canon or Nikon, right? Like you just buy lenses for it, right? You just keep adding to your console. And to a degree,
we need to bring that back. Bring that back.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to be kind of going that route, right? I mean, we've realized that we didn't change architecture with the Xbox Series X and the PS5. They're just upgraded versions of the last version. Yeah, they really just need to go with a modular.
Let's just get some plugins, some amazing plugins on this bad boy.
Just give us the Sony motherboard or whatever, and then you just like buy the GPU, CPU, upgrade to your new. So your new PlayStation 6 card, just plug it in.
And then you're like, wait, when did I when did I buy a new computer to have to build? It's like, when did this become a hobby?
That's exactly what it
is.
What
year is it? How am I doing?
What year is it? So yes, that's the state of affairs. $400,000. It makes no sense. It makes me a little angry, but whatever. Speaking of PS5, wonderful video by Digital Foundry. Got put out today actually, and I actually sat down during my lunch break and watched this. And this was a pretty kind of a damning one, and in a good and bad way, right? And I wanted to talk a little bit about this.
PS5 SSD upgrade run.
Right. So we'll remember when the PS5 was announced, one of the big selling points was that the PS5 is gonna pre-launch, Mark Cerny got up and did a PowerPoint presentation, really boring PowerPoint presentation, and talked about the PS5 and told us how powerful it is. How much money you got to feed into it so that it gives you all of the pleasure.
Yep. And teraflops of luminance.
And he had infographics and arrows pointing to boxes and all sorts of stuff and graphs saying, this equals more, it was just
this equals more.
it was just ludicrous. But one of the big selling points was like, our SSD technology and pipeline is better than everyone's, which will make instantaneous loading. So
that's right. Pie charts. Lots of
pie charts. Lots of pie charts, right.
Like I see for the Matrix.
After that happened, right, one of their big points was once they sold your console, you're like, hey, by the way, you're going to be able to drop in a SSD, And then once they finally told us we could buy one, the list was astronomically complicated for the normal consumer.
Right.
For anybody that's a tech, we knew what we were looking for. Go buy one that's PCIe 4 certified. It needs to have a heatsink. We know what we're looking for. But for the normal mom and pop, buying stuff, it's
this guy.
That guy right there, he doesn't know that kind of crap.
Look,
he's just
look at this. What is this? Did you just roll your face across the keyboard, Dan?
It's like, I need this. That's exactly it. Just roll your face on it. There you go. That's what I need, Mom. So it's a mess. It's a mess, and sure enough, there's been lots of testing. Well, Digital Foundry did a test where they took the lowest tier compatible 250 gigabyte solid state, not even very big, but on the box, the speeds technically don't meet up to the minimum requirements. But because it's PCIe 4, they pop it in and it works on the PS5. Right. And it also reads it at 60% faster than what it's written on the box. So so he was like, this is weird, but whatever. So that's the cheapest one you can get. And then he compared it to the most expensive one, a 1 terabyte Western Digital black solid state. I mean, this thing is it cost as much as the PS5. It's a $500 SSD. And Ratchet and Clank was one of the games on stage that they talked about, saying that none of this would be possible without this awesome SSD technology.
Okay.
And it works. It works just fine. Sometimes the slowest one beats out the fastest one. None of this was needed. And again, the defense squad is already coming out saying, well, this is a Generation 1 game or whatever. I'm like, yes, but Mark Cerny literally used this game as the example, saying that this was impossible without newer technology. Yet here is this older solid state being able to do it just
I see.
Fine.
So it's not a high-end solid state's not a high-end thing. It's just some old thing that they put up there. And okay,
well, the idea is it's not about the price or the speed. It just needs one that works within a minimum range and it'll function. And it's nothing special. There's nothing fantastic.
What about
going on.
Ratchet and Clank? What about God of War or Miles Morales?
I mean,
what about better games? How does that run?
They did the test. So one of the nice parts, if you go watch the video and they do the nice comparisons back and forth, they're showing
What's the video again? Put it up so folks can figure that out. What's the video again?
So what we'll do is this. I'll just
That's right, Mark Kurt. Yes, that's right. Of course it's gonna do. There it goes. Rich Ledbetter.
Even Rich Ledbetter at Digital Foundry. He does the video, but I mean, he kind of goes through the process, and you can see that this is their page. This is Sony's page on what to get, what to not get.
Oh yeah.
Don't buy this. Do they support this? Don't buy an SSD that has host memory. Like it's just all of this. It's like
also
nonsense.
something I sent to my lawyer, right? Just to do
also so he's posting on here like there's the 1 terabyte drive that's. I mean, again,
that looks like it's from the future. Yeah.
And this one on the right is the cheap one, 250 gig versus 1 terabyte. This one reads at 7,000. The other one reads at 3,200.
Okay.
Yet when the PlayStation read it, it reads at like 60% faster. It's weird. So he goes through the process of formatting it, and this is the slow one. The slow one read at 6,500 as opposed to the 32. So he then, of course, mentions like, "Hey, this is weird. Why
it's already reading at double speed?
It's reading at double the speed." But of course, the comparisons are like no frame rate drop, the jumping between dimensions and levels and whatever. There's no loading. It's all programming, man. It's all going into memory and cache. So
so it's pulling through no problem.
It's just working. I don't. Again,
and so he's got no difference between the two here on that frame rate.
Yeah,
barely.
And again, here's the scenario. None of this matters. Good. It works. Fantastic for the consumer. The biggest problem is that Sony really, really, really has a history of marketing before their console launches to really just get that like console war going and flowing, getting that verbiage out there. I mean, they really like to name things back on the PS2 that the emotion engine. Oh, the emotion engine can do this.
That. What was PS5's ridiculous?
Cell processing. It's no different than back in the day when Sega was made fun of for blast processing. Remember that?
I remember blast processing. What
blast processing? Only the Genesis can do that. No, it was really not even a thing. It was absolutely. You see, Dan knows what I'm talking about. Dan knows what he's talking about. Blast processing, baby. It's exactly it. Sony likes to market some of the most basic crap. And they name it something specific and generic and very like Sony.
That's sure enough, marketing. Since Lucky Strike gets toasted, like it's marketing.
Absolutely. But
blast processing. You mean processing? No, it's like processing shot out of a cannon, Adam, into your face, right there, extreme.
Let's see if I can find it. But here's the thing: is one of the big talks was that. If anyone can remember this infamous time in Sony's life, this is the PS3 launch. Okay, so the scenario here is during the PS3 launch, they had this big, all these flops, all these computational. They talked about how it was like Army, supercell computing. It's just nonsense, but it was technically the weaker system from the 360. But it didn't matter because they launched it after the 360, so they used a bunch of pre-rendered videos to sell you on this console.
Look at this thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they were just throwing up numbers.
Firm hardware level security. That was important back then. Real important now. Super FX. It's called marketing. Everything's going to be in your face. If it's not, it's not cool. Boy, this guy.
Right, but none of the again, and I reemphasize it's
what is he on? What is he on? The Star Trek Enterprise and Next Generation? Why is that?
Yeah, these are very different.
The sets are so terrible.
These are very different hype videos from early on.
Floating point calculation. Yeah. Got to get those FPCs.
Now, 3.2 versus.
Yeah. I see it.
They were both based off of PowerPC tech.
It's all about that hype, baby. And, like I say all the time on the show, no one derails a hype train faster than Sony or as good as Sony.
Sony, yeah.
That's right.
Look at this. These are actual graphs used.
I love it.
We have to remember that this is the type of crap. But one of the things that that I'll never forget is one of the promises was we were supposed to get Toy Story like 3D in real time from the PS3.
Oh, that's right. Even though it took like a week and a half for it to render the movie, but I dig it.
And this was like, oh, this is it. This is a tech demo. None of this was run on an actual PS3.
Right? No, of course not. this is.
But this is the exact same thing that Sony likes to do all the time. Is they'll announce things, hype it up, and then when it comes out, it just everyone's like, "This is exactly the same as the competition." Yeah, here we go. They're like, quack, quack.
I was gonna say months to render. That's right.
Yeah. So then, of course, here was the big reveal, right? Like as you're playing, it's like, oh, look how the water goes, how water flows, and then of course, let's add some more things to the tub.
All right. And so wait, those are like Playmobil. Where is Bathtub Simulator? We've got all the other simulators, right?
Now let's add all of these ducts, all the power of the PS3 and the cell processing. Nothing else can do this.
There's no limits to the rubber ducks.
No limits to the ducks.
GTA 5 on PS6 looks amazing. Oh, then they added more ducks.
Yeah, they're like, oh, so many ducks. This was the marketing back in the day with the PS3,
How
but it really hasn't changed.
Bathtub Sim B, Rio? I'm just gonna throw it out there.
I mean, we've got Power Washing Simulator. Yeah. One of the new top games right now on Steam is what is it? Gas Station Simulator. You run a gas station.
We can go back to a simpler time where we had a job with normal hours. It wasn't ours like
oh God.
But Bathtub Sim, man, that sounds great. You can add extra bubbles. Like I don't think Bathtub Sim is what you think it is. Do not go
this
to
This was another thing they brought out. They did a rendering of Alfred Molina and brought him out and just like this is what we were supposed to be able to get with the PS3. Now, mind you, the PS3 did do amazing things. Things like The Last of Us eventually looked better than this.
Remove the background and zoom in on their face. That's how you cut your budget in. Yeah, that's terrifying. It's almost like he's like, how did I get here? What am I doing? Kill all humans.
Yeah. This is. Also, we can never really get the eyes right? Like our eyes are never that wet.
No.
Like I feel like they're so wet there. They're like.
It's a
rant for a rant. My point being is that we have these console wars now, right? Like you go on Twitter, you go on any of these
more like skirmishes.
They're rending and name calling and the bannings and all that. When in reality, like it's the same crap across the board. But the naming by naming it something is causing
right. That's how you get marketed and branded, and you get more intense about your feelings.
Yeah,
you invest in the PS ecosystem, so you feel like you have to defend it.
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, we've talked about that on the show before. It's like you'll only defend something when you've spent money on it, right?
Yeah,
because you don't want to feel like you made the mistake, right? You don't want to be the one that
conned in this horrible way. That Alfred Molina video was still going for a very long time. By the way, we've got it.
Oh yeah.
It's extremely distracting to have a watch me.
If you ever go get a chance, go watch that Digital Foundry retro. Digital Foundry did a whole they went back about a year ago or two and watched the entire PS3 E3 reveal, and they're talking about what did they accomplish? Was any of this real? And the outcome is like no. A lot of the stuff that they talk about there was was BS.
Just marketing.
Like,
yeah.
They didn't have systems running. All of it was running off of computers. There was no actual PS3 available to run that. And when the system launched, no one could program on it because it was so complicated to program. It took until the final few years of the PS3 for the games to look amazing, and then by then they were already moving on to the PS4. So
maybe they'll do that with the fifth. Dan, my cat looks like this is Kabuki. Everybody, Kabuki the game cat.
If you didn't know, in the Matrix there is only one cat loaded in memory, and so if you notice, your cat and their cat are never in the same place at the same time.
Is that what? Is that?
Yeah.
Oh, he's advertising the Matrix. Is it?
It's just. I'm just saying. Cats are anomalies, right?
Cats are anomalies. That's right. This one especially. Yeah. There you go. No cat butts yet, though. Folks that are waiting around, you'll get one eventually.
So speaking of retro games, what are you playing right now?
I'm not playing any retro game. I'm playing
Hades.
Well, I
know,
but I am. Oh. Well, then tell me what
you're playing Hades.
I'm playing Hades. I told you when Hades dropped on the Xbox, that was it. That was all I'm going to play for a very long time. My daughter and I are playing
something else, right? You've got to be playing something else.
Oh, State of Decay. I'm playing State of Decay and Hades. That's all I'm playing, man. I haven't posted any games I beat yet because of this nonsense. And we're playing Dodgeball Academy. My daughter and I are playing Dodgeball Academy. That's what I'm rocking out. Why? Did you see me playing something else?
No. You're like, you see me play something else? No. It's just definitely what I've been playing for the past almost a week now. I've been playing Crusin Blast. And I know you're not a big racing game fan, and neither am I, but I do enjoy the arcade style, like kind of get through it. And this game is phenomenal on the Switch. It's $30, 39, is it 39 or 30? And it runs really fast, really clean. The races are like 50 seconds long. Jesus. And they're just bananas. They're fast, they're fluid. I mean, it feels like a product of...
It's literally a 90s racer. Yeah, we went from the 80s to the 90s. Yep, we're now in the 90s.
Yeah, if you remember San Francisco Rush the Rock, the Cruisin' Erotica, Cruisin' all those sit-down arcade games. Well, this is a port of the arcade game, a Cruisin' Blast.
Put two players next to each other and you rock it out.
Yeah,
boy,
yeah.
There were some polygons there.
Yeah, well, yeah, it definitely has a look. But in the reviews, they say, a lot of them have said, and I can agree with them, it looks like a upscale Dreamcast game.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like it looks like a
floor boost.
It's just got like everything is like it's simple, not too square, but yet not complex enough to be modern. And it's running at 60 frames a second, 1080p on the Switch, which the Switch again is an underpowered system, and it looks and feels fast. It delivers for sure. Look at this craziness.
Yeah,
look at this.
Jump. Oh, it's the end of the world. Jump.
Yeah.
Oh, but they all made it.
Yeah, of course they all made it. Yeah, it's totally great. It's absolutely a blast of a game. I've been having a great time. The kids and me have been playing it. It's a four-player four-player
Switch.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's great.
Oh my gosh.
So go check it out. $39. I mean, I don't know how.
I don't got $39 money. Are you kidding? Cruisin USA money? What are you talking about?
Hey, it's better
Cruisin
than
USA at home.
Yeah, I got Cruisin USA at home. Popping the N64 version. It is Speed Racer approved for sure. It feels like a Wachowski movie on, so
it does. It's got all the bright colors like one for sure. Dan picked up Blossom Tales, and my kid has played it. It's the Zelda top-down clone. All right, that's awesome.
That sounds great. Graphics look great, but kids these days will never know the feeling of seeing Cruisin USA. Well, see, that's the thing, right? So this is this machine is actually pretty popular. This is the publisher that put this out is Raw Thrills, the same company that does a lot of the modern arcade machines. They've kind of been doing like the Walking Dead ones. They've been doing the TMNT, the new TMNT 4-player at the arcade.
Okay, I've seen that one.
Yeah, that one's
$2 a play.
Well, depending where you play it, right? But yeah, and this is Raw Thrills, and so they're killing it right now, and it's nice for them to kind of do a port. I'm hoping we get to see more of those arcade games ported over to home console.
Mm-hmm.
So but Cruisin Blast is an arcade machine. You can sit down and play it, and if you go to any local arcade whatever, Chuck E. Cheese or whatever the place has the arcade machines, you'll probably find
our movie theater had some arcade machines. I don't know if they still do.
Yeah, man. For sure.
You got to get the kids to play Super Crush KO.
Super Crush KO. Don't even know what that is. What is it?
That is either.
Am I gonna get bombarded by something bad?
Well, I know you beat Artful Escape. If you wanna let folks know how that game went.
I do. Right? That was freaking phenomenal.
So tell me about the Artful Escape while I pull it up here.
Oh, Super Crush KO. That's right. This is this is kind of a beat 'em up. It's got
You're totally it hits a whole different way, Ditch. That's
oh my god. Right? Actually, it's the opposite nowadays, right? When I take my kids to the arcade, they're like, oh, this game, oh, that's cool, and then they want to go home because the graphics are better at home, right?
Yeah. What's this? This is Super Crush KO. This game looks ridiculously amazing.
Yeah, this looks fun. Super Crush KO. I'm gonna have to go check it out. It looks like I like the art.
It looks like a lot of combos, uppercuts, shooting. Yeah, I can get behind this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out. All right.
Looks like a Guacamole kind of game. It's so fun. Rio, on the scale of good to guacamole, right? What would you say it was? It's sale.
Ooh, whoa! On sale $3. Is this on the Switch?
I got $3 money. That
I got $3 money. Okay, we could do that.
$3 money.
We got $3 money in a game like that. This right here just played. It could be that one level the entire time for $3.
Looks like it's fun.
Yeah, no, totally. Okay, good. You sold us. Look at that. Go check it out. Super Bold KO, right? Super
Crush KO.
Super Crush KO.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna
How
go check
could you
that one
forget
out.
a game like Super Crush KO? Come on, $3 is 1 gallon of milk. You got that milk.
Hey,
Yes.
my kids can go without drinking another gallon of milk for a little bit.
They need to slow down.
You slow down. They did slow down. We don't got milk money today. You got that game. I gotta have my cereal. So, Halloween's coming out, and Halloween is coming soon. And
Yes, it is.
I want to congratulate an individual. They've defrosted her once a year. They bring her out, and Elvira hit the news, right?
What are you talking? She's still active in the community. Elvira just came out, folks. If you want some pop culture stuff, right? So, to the surprise of not Joe, he was the one that was like, "Who cares?"
No, I don't care.
Elvira is a goddamn cultural icon who introduced a generation of people to ridiculous movies, and she was like,
I remember her as the host of Friday Night Fright on
but
USA.
She was Mystery Science Theater before there was Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah,
she would make fun of the movies, right? Like she's formative in the sort of way we watch movies, even. And so she's come out. Yeah, Elvira is an icon. She's like
she's an icon. No, there's nothing I hate.
The Dolly Parton of TV personalities, right?
Dolly Parton of horror, of spookiness. Like there's got to be
there's a lot going on there. But she's a master of branding, right? It's there's like she has branded herself so perfectly. She's come out in her new memoir. I guess 19-year relationship with a single woman. So good for her. Joe and I were talking before the show. But I'm kind of surprised it took her so long to come out.
Yeah,
but happy she finally did. Awesome.
Happy she finally did. I definitely hope. Like I haven't read. Maybe I need to go read a good story on it. I definitely feel like icon with large pixels. Glorious.
It's that witch. Come on.
No, I mean, to be fair, that she knows what she's doing, right? Like that's her brand, right? And she's also been fun about it. Like she's great.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Congrats to her, but whoa, she's 70. Yeah, I say that a lot.
I mean, have you seen her without the makeup and all of that? She looks great. I mean, she looks great.
She's 70. It's ridiculous.
It's just weird. Like that woman could walk down the street and I would not know that. That's Elvira.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. And then
that's also a big plus to her, I guess. You know, I'm sure that because she created a persona like this, she's been able to, again, if it's not around the Halloween time, Elvira's not usually in makeup and wig and whatever, so she can try to go get coffee, have dinner, and no one knows it's her. But you put on the Elvira outfit, everyone knows who Elvira is.
Yep,
right?
Yep.
Yeah, no one would recognize her. But I can't believe she's 70. And also, I really hope that in her relationship or whatever, there wasn't like a sad reason why she didn't come out for 19 years. Maybe she was afraid that she'd lose popularity or whatever. I don't know. I haven't read it. I'm only speculating. It's interesting to me.
Yeah. We'll check it out. Yeah, and Flo's the same way. You're totally right. Flo's the same way for the insurance commercials, night and day.
Yeah. Flo's the same way. When she's not in makeup and looking like Flo, you wouldn't tell it's her. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, that's an icon of my childhood, an icon of our nostalgia. She's
like you said, she's rooted deep in our nostalgia, our genes. All of us have the Elvira moment or two.
She did a few movies, right? Like I remember her doing.
She had an Elvira movie, maybe one or two. She's done cameos multiple times, I want to say.
Yeah, she's done multiple cameos.
Things, yeah.
I mean, she is in the same vein to me as kind of Pee Wee Herman, like kind of like was that weird like was for kids but not really. Like Elvira seemed to
like get some of the jokes now as an adult. You're like, wait, how did they say that on TV?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's exactly it. So it's interesting to me. But I'm so glad that she came out, and hopefully everything still goes okay with her. And
I'm sure it will. I mean, it's freaking 19 years later. Why the hell not? Right? That's fantastic.
Why the hell not? So her.
She also, I feel like she was also in the Pee Wee movie. So your reference is perfect.
I'm sure she was. I'm sure there's been crossovers between the two. That's what I'm saying. Right. That's another thing. Just kind of one of those other feelings. Also, I forgot to bring this up. This was kind of a big one. We reported on this earlier in the year. Sega had, during COVID and whatnot, they couldn't make the money. They decided to sell a lot of their arcades over to a company based out of China, and they're closing a lot of them out. Well, I think it was the final days of one of the big ones in Japan, and after 28 years, they closed their doors. But I guess one of the most beautiful things is the fans showed up to say goodbye. So these
not to spend their money, though, huh? Is that
no. I mean, they would have if they probably would have been open, but they announced. Last
Look
week
at that glorious icon to Sega, though. Look how many times Sega appears on one side. That is like, you will not mistake this building for any other building on the block.
Any other building. So to make it not be a Sega building and to close the doors is kind of sad.
Yep.
They say goodbye to Legendary Game Center at a ceremony Sega held to markets. And
Adam, keep up. Sega had arcades.
You think about that, but Sega had actually some big arcades here in the US. I remember specifically, I think I got photos of it still in my photo library. My first time going to Vegas back in like 2002, 2001, down, on the Strip, the corner of the MGM and the Excalibur and the New York, right on the right next to the MGM was the giant M&M store and the Coca-Cola store. Mm-hmm. And then underground, like there was a spot where you'd go down, like walking on the Strip, there was a spot that you walk down. There was a giant ninja coming out of the wall, like breaking through the wall. And it's Shinobi. Oh, and sure enough, that was Sega GameWorks. And I remember walking in there in 2002, and it was one of the biggest arcades I had ever seen. Right, like in this 2002, arcades were already technically dead at the time. But I remember walking in and seeing, like, first off, all the Sega machines were there, all of the big ones, all the Virtual Cops, all the House of the Dead, all of the Daytonas, and all of that were there. And they had a ton of other ones. But I mean, it was just an amazing feeling. I remember, and all the coins were branded Sega. So yeah, they did have arcades.
Wasn't Sega? No.
Well, I mean, in 2000, right. So 2000, we're talking, it was the death of the Dreamcast already by that point. They had just transferred over to start publishing games over to like GameCube and Xbox.
They were just a brand at that point, right?
They became a publisher as opposed to a manufacturer.
No kidding. GameWorks was Sega. The only one I ever went to was in Phoenix, but I remember it being amazing.
Yeah. There you go. So yeah, GameWorks was owned by Sega. Sega GameWorks. It was actually Sega GameWorks at the time. But sometimes they dropped the Sega because I don't know. But it was Sega GameWorks, and I remember seeing it. They had a big statue of Sonic in the front, and again, it was Shinobi coming out of the wall at the one in Vegas. So if you remember those, that was a Sega. That was one of the only Sega branded like locations that I remember, because there was no, like, we have Nintendo World in New York, but none of the big companies, Sega or Nintendo, ever had a legit store. Like kind of a place to kind of go in and like, oh, this is nothing but Sega, nothing but. So I remember going that was here in the US, but in Japan, Sega actually owned arcades, and it was a place for people to go and buy Sega products as well. They sold T-shirts and you could buy. They had lobbies and stuff that you can buy like new Genesis games and Game Gear and Saturn and whatever else at those locations. So to see those go is sad.
A real bummer.
So it's a real bummer. It's kind of it doesn't affect us as much because we know that Sega's gone, but Sega's still up in front.
Yeah,
as a gaming icon in Japan. Yeah, right. I mean, so to see a building like that go away is sad, and the nostalgia feels for anyone growing up in Japan will surely miss it. Oh yeah, GameWorks was here. Yeah, so right. So there must have been one here. I know there was a few of them all over the U.S., but there definitely wasn't one in Houston. But I know that there was one in Vegas. That was one of the bigger ones that I went to. So yeah,
neat.
Yeah, Microsoft did Sega dirty. They did and they didn't. They gave them the opportunity. They did a 6-game exclusive, right? So on the Xbox, without the Xbox, we wouldn't have sequels to some of the games, right? We had Panzer Dragoon Orta. We had Jet Set
You know what? Let's just spend one episode where we don't defend Microsoft. All right, Microsoft did Sega dirty. Let's just go with that. All right,
sure, fair. But just saying, Sega did have some amazing games on that system. So and exclusives at that. Crazy Taxi 3.
You can't help yourself. I love it.
1 and 2. I mean, there's just a bunch of them.
GameWorks reopened in Vegas. There's 6 in North America. There you go. So there's still a few.
Yeah, they might not be labeled as Sega GameWorks anymore. Maybe
just like movie theaters and Blockbusters. There's like one still out there waiting.
Yeah, there's a few of them out there. Maybe the branding stuck around long enough that they just kept it as GameWorks. I don't know, but I definitely remember that it was a Sega branded location at that. I gotta find the pictures. I'll find them and post them up later. What else? Oh, let's touch base on this one. This wonderful story, just kind of some good feels. I don't know. I don't even want to read it.
Well, because it's subpoenaed. I mean, all right, great. Let's go after this guy. I don't.
Bobby Kotick is.
I mean.
He's just an awful human.
Yeah, he's an awful human, and I'm glad they're going after him. But, like, I mean, I don't want to get political, but the U.S. government has a lot of fish to fry, like an ocean of fish to fry.
Of course they
Let's go after Bobby Kotick, sure, but let's see what happens. I'm sure nothing, right? There's going to be.
I'm sure nothing will happen, but it's nice to see his
nice
name dragged through the mud a little bit.
This is true. So great, good. I'm glad. Go after him. Blizzard Activision has been in the news nonstop. I'm sure Ubisoft is like, woof, glad there's a company out there worse than us, right?
That's worse than us. Worse than us. Oh my God.
Has anyone talked about the League of Legends folks for a little while, right? Like we've forgotten how many developers.
But then, and again, yet more Blizzard Activision news. This one also came out today. We're getting so now we get one of the bosses.
He's like, I'm out.
Quitting.
That's exactly right. Yep. I'll just get a slap on the wrist. There you go.
Yeah, Bobby Kotick will walk away with a bonus still, every yearly bonus. I mean, he makes hand over fist money. I mean, he's making that Call of Duty money, right? So
they'll be all right. I mean, all these folks are going to be all right for sure. The government needs to refocus on McDonald's soft machines. Dan, I went to a Sonic for a milkshake, and their milkshake machine was broken, and I'm just like, what?
What? A Sonic?
Like, what
That's impossible. That's all they sell.
We got there and we ordered all these other things, and then I was like 3 vanilla milkshakes, and she waited until the end. I'm like, you lead with that. Like, welcome to Sonic. Our milkshake machine is broken. Don't waste my time. Like,
don't waste my time. They've done that before, man. I've pulled into like a McDonald's, right? And I've put in my whole order, and then after I put in my order, they're like, "Or our credit card machine is down." I'm like, "Oh, I can't pay."
You lead with that.
You lead with that.
Rose, no, their Sonic burgers are good and their hot dogs are good, but like for me, Sonic is a milkshake destination. I go there for the ice cream. I go for the milkshake. I live in a fruit desert of Syracuse.
Yeah, Syracuse, New York. To kind of set the landscape here, Syracuse, New York doesn't really have much fast food when it comes down to like variety.
Yeah, we got Wendy's,
I think for the longest time, Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King. That's it. That's all they have. They didn't have any. Like there was a Five Guys on one strip mall, but that's not really a fast food. Like the selection of food wasn't very. They opened up a Sonic in like 2016 for the first time, and the line was literally down the block.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
It was a big deal because they finally had a selection. Like when I moved up to Syracuse, I was like, wait, you guys don't have a Sonic? Like I can't go get like a cherry limeade or go get like a mix of some sort?
Nope, sorry.
No. And all I could think about was like, oh my God, I'm thirsty.
For a milkshake.
But also one of my favorite things about Sonic is they've got the variety of like, they've got all of the drinks and all of the like add-ins that you can add to the drinks. It's kind of like a place to, one of the big Coke machines or one of the Pepsi
I'm
machines.
the most boring person in the world. I'm like, let me just get a vanilla milkshake. And my
daughter
wants a vanilla milkshake, right? And they're in the back like, why is there no vanilla milkshake? And I'm like, the milkshake
I'll tell you this, there's a funny story of Sonic. The wife and me
In-N-Out's great.
Went one night, and her favorite thing to order is a chocolate banana shake.
Sure.
And they're really good there because they actually take the banana and chop it up and blend it, and so you get a good blend because they've got big industrial shake machines, like that's what they're known for. We order it, and the guy must have been new or whatever or really high, and so
could be both.
He goes. We say small chocolate banana shake. Silence. And he goes, "Oh, we don't have that." And I'm like, "What?" Like, "We don't make that, sir." And I was just kind of like, I kind of had to like look around. I'm like, I'm at a Sonic, right? And I go, and I look on their menu and they have other banana stuff. I'm like, "Y'all have bananas, right?" He goes, "Yes." "You'll have chocolate shakes, right?" "Yes." "Well, can you take the banana and put it in the shake?" He goes, "I think I can do that." So we're waiting for our order. We're laughing about it. Like, I can't believe it. We get our order.
No. How does this end?
I have a picture of it. I'm going to find it. I'm going to post it up. We get it. It is a chocolate shake, a banana, a whole banana just shoved into the middle of it. And they put one of the sundae lids on the top to clear it. We weren't even mad. We were just like, what just happened?
Oh, I miss, man, when I lived out west, I miss Jack's. I miss Jack in the Box so much.
Yeah, Jack in the Box is great for that kind of
Jack in the
stuff.
Box and Carl's Jr., they were my spots. I love those places out there. So.
Carl's Jr. and Jack in the Box were very
aggressive.
Equal in that, like, they were aggressive in that, like, we have 50,000 items on our menu. What do you want?
But also, like, Dan, also Jack's was like, get our burgers, they'll kill you. And then Carl's Jr. was like, you like beef patties? Well, we got 5 beef patties. And you're like, oh, okay, I'll have one of each.
One of the things about Jack in the Box is Jack in the Box caters to what they're good at, and they cater to stoners. So the fact that after midnight they have a Munchies menu, is phenomenal. And pre-Munchies menu, my favorite thing or concoction to make is, and again, it's got multiple names, but our friends would call it a Yumbo Yak.
Mm-hmm. A Yumbo Yak, all right.
A Yumbo Yak, and you take a Jumbo Jack, and you buy the tacos, and you take a whole taco and put it in the Jumbo Jack.
Just crunch it and eat.
Crunch, so you get the crunch and the bite is.
You get all the mouthfeel you're looking for.
All totally. So next time you're at Jack in the Box and you want to feel horrible about yourself, order tacos, order a Jumbo Jack, and put a taco inside of your Jumbo Jack. You'll thank me later.
No, that's the best. I put tacos inside my quesadillas now from Taco Bell, for the record. I open up my quesadilla and I put a taco in there. So
wow. So like you have to unwrap it.
I do. I unwrap it. I put the hot sauce inside. I put the taco, and then I fold it up. I eat the shit out of it. It's great.
Dude, that's one of my favorite skits from SNL, the Taco Town one, where they wrap the pizza around it. It's totally great.
For a country without public health care, we should.
You're absolutely right. It's like this is the joke of it, right? Like, we don't have public health care, but yet, like, you always see those articles or those videos on YouTube where they like compare American sizes to like
we're gonna go out on our own terms.
We're gonna go out
with diabetes. That's what we're doing. Right. Come on, that's how America freedoms.
Oh man! All right, we're almost done here. I wanted to just touch base on one more thing real quick. Dune.
Food. Oh, Dune, that's coming out. I'm excited for it. Right?
Well, it's coming out. If you didn't know this, the U.S. is getting it later than everyone. It is out everywhere else.
All right, so you've already seen it. How is it?
No, I haven't. I refuse to. But Hong Kong and other, all over the world, they've already got it and it's launched. The reason it's not launching here is because we're getting it on HBO Max. Right. So I think the caveat
trying to get that movie theater money
because the moment it comes out on HBO Max, there's going to be a perfectly clean digital copy out on the internet.
Yeah, everyone's going to be. I get it. It's weird not to be first, but fine. Let the rest of the world. It's weird to be first.
But it also hurts because I know that October, early October, we're going to get Dune, but here we are in early September and people are like talking about it. So I'm like avoiding spoilers and avoiding talk about it. I'm like,
spoilers? What?
I mean, I know what happens. I know it's like it's silly, right? I know it's Dune, but I don't want to hear any like spiciness, like I don't want it ruined.
Oh, God. I love it. I have one thing that I just remembered.
Yes, I've read the book.
So you don't like Like the Spice is Live. Anyone play the Diablo remake on 923? Gonna rock that out.
So here's and again, I'm trying to stay strong with this. I don't want to give Blizzard money. As a matter of fact, after the whole Blizzard scenario happened, and you know the whole shebang hit, I uninstalled Overwatch. I completely just like almost pretty much did what I could to almost close my account with Battle.net.
Good for you.
When after that they started, you could tell that they were trying to get some media back, so they started dropping all the teasers and cinematic cuts and all that. I haven't seen a single one of those trailers.
So
I haven't watched a single one of them.
Good for you.
I don't want to consume it. What hurts the most is I know that the people hurt by all this were a lot of the developers.
Mm-hmm.
And so you want to like see what the pain was that the developers went through. But at the same time, the money doesn't always go to them. Those developers have been paid.
Yeah.
And they might get paid more for bonuses for how well the game sells. And it's going to sell well, folks. We know that Diablo 2 is like instant nostalgia.
It's the most beloved game of all.
It's one of the most beloved games. The downside is just like, I'll wait. I'll get it on sale maybe one day. But Pedro and I both talked about this when Diablo 3 came out. We liked it. Diablo 3 came out on console when it was ported over to the Xbox, and it was a fantastic port.
It's a fun little
ride.
We
talked about how great the development team was able to translate that game so well with a controller. Like managing inventory and all that was kind of a pain, but you were able to switch weapons and do all sorts of stuff just with the analog stick. I mean, it was a fantastic,
sweet
way to do it. So there's no one. I mean, there's lots of people that hopefully are taking the stance. That's my stance. Is I can't give them money right now. It's a
big step for Joe not to buy a game, for the record.
I know
he loves and is nostalgic for. So,
and we've had this conversation outside of the show. Is like I haven't paid a full price for a single game this entire year.
Yeah,
I've either got it on sale or I've waited, and not since Cyberpunk 2077 came out. That was the last $59.99 game that I bought. After that, it's been on sale or I've waited. And Diablo 2 is going to be a wait. It's going to be a wait and see what they say.
I wanna tease everyone with one thing. Can we do one little news story here?
Yeah.
Just because we want to get ahead of the curve on what we can speculate on. I don't know if you can see this, but for the record, you can buy VHS tapes at Urban Outfitters now. So y'all should go out there and make sure to mine your VHS tapes at your parents' house, at the attic. Pull out those things, because I think that's the next big craze, is you're going to get WATA graded VHS tapes and you're going to enjoy them. So I know my mom still has her giant VHS tape collection, even though I told her to get rid of it. She's moved it from one apartment into a house in Florida to another house.
VHS so I will say this
are stupid.
VHS tapes are stupid. And I've been on a retro kick. Like I'm on a retro kick all the time, right? Like I feel that sometimes but tape was not the way to go, champ. If you wanted to go like retro and awesome, Laserdisc, right?
Laserdisc, you can get that one copy of Jurassic Park that's out there, right?
Dude, there's tons of them. What's funny about VHS is it's one of those technologies that the U.S. clung to way longer than the rest of the world. The rest of the world was doing VCD, they were doing Laserdisc, they were doing media that was pop in, hit play, and watch. We were all like in our little Ferrari red convertible.
We'd be watching one movie while rewinding another movie.
Well, yeah, exactly. Get fined for not rewinding it.
Just keep saying Laserdisc. Up for right October. We saw Jurassic Park was on Laserdisc. That was the one that's the only Laserdisc movie I've seen was Jurassic Park, and it blew my freaking mind.
So here's, and I had this conversation, I think, a little bit with you, and I had this conversation with my wife about it, that the whole owning something is back with the younger generation.
Yeah,
and
sure.
This has a lot to do with the way that we cultivated media for the past 20 years. I'm going to say maybe 15 years at the most. Our generation has been creating this like push towards digital, right? Like we did it. Our generation, and even the generation before us, was like, hey, go and buy e-readers. Hey, tablets are the way to go.
That's all I want. Hey. Yeah.
And we like that, but then we owned stuff when we were younger, and now we don't. Yeah. This younger generation doesn't own anything, right? Like they don't like their music, none of it's owned. Movies, they don't own a single. They don't even know what discs are. Yep, games, it's all digital. So this younger generation is the one that I've noticed. Like I've gone out on weekends with the wife. We've hit up garage sales and whatnot, and you see kids picking up VHS copies. You see kids picking up tapes. Yep. You see kids picking up, and they're buying it not only for cool factor because retro is in, but because it's fun for them to own something. It's weird, right? Like we grew up, like we had the transition into digital, where we were able to go and buy a new game as a physical disc, or we bought a CD. We'd go to the CD release party and go buy. Vinyl is in right now because of that. CDs are back in.
The cool kids.
Vinyl never left. Vinyl, yeah. But I mean, like all of this old tapes are back in. Mini disc is back in. All these weird. I don't know.
I showed my kid how one worked, and she was like, "Wait, what? What?" I'm like, "Yeah, the clicks. So you go to 9. That's 9 or 10 clicks, and that's how you know." And blah blah blah. And she was like, "What? I don't what." That makes no sense.
I don't want to own my home. Someone with $1 of equity has the same privileges as 1 million.
I don't know about that. That million, you can go out there and make another million, and then you never have to work again, right? But I get what you're saying, Ditch That Witch. I don't like physical media when it comes to games, but I own, as you can see back there, a ton of board games.
Yeah, tabletop.
And a ton of tabletop
and there's a reason why tabletop is so popular right now in paper and tabletop games. It's the owning, the physicality of it, right? Yeah. And that's interesting. So this story, nothing tells me more that this particular company knows what's going on by Urban Outfitters or Urban Counterfeiters
used
for artists
VHS,
out there.
Yeah, used VHS tapes.
They are, by the way, if you didn't know, Urban Outfitters is known for stealing art from a lot of artists.
Yep.
They will take t-shirts and art from designers, and they will just flip a color, mirror it, and then sell it, plat it on a t-shirt and sell it as their own. So yeah, this is them. They're literally selling mystery VHS packs. 5 VHS, you don't know what they are. They're used.
Yep. And you can pick like 90s comedy, or you might get Office Space, or you might get, I don't know, Married with Children. Right. So who knows what you might get. But I would just go to yard sales. You can find VHS tapes that way all the time.
Yeah, but I never left because Audiophile never let it die, right? Because they there's always the whole, it sounds better, and no, it doesn't. But
my neighbor's a big vinyl person. My neighbor's a big neighbor. Every week he comes home with a new vinyl.
Hey, watch it. How the Ducks in the MCU. He is. What do we got here? So I have a couple years ago, I bought my parents a gift, a phone holder that has a rotary mock-up. Had a family over one night, and the kids were amazed, never having seen it. Yeah, no, totally. Like, yeah.
You know what's weird?
Fiverr Howard the Duck. Oh, God.
That's good stuff, folks. I love it. So, good things. Let us know what you're watching. Let us know what you're playing. Like, subscribe, follow, share, do whatever you need to do.
Thanks for joining us every Tuesday. Yeah. This is episode 140. We're 10 episodes away from 150. That's amazing. That before the end of the year. That's amazing. We need I'm sure we do. I want to be in the bathtub calling my friend on the rotary phone simulator. That's they do have tape ones. So like it's like a tape deck that spins the tape on here while you're listening to your music. That's ridiculous. It's no different.
Adam goes out there and watch Reservation Dogs. His Bleak comedy was so good. That's on Hulu. It is excellent. If you need one more thing, that's Taiki Watiti, the guy who did Ragnarok.
Yeah,
he's the producer on this particular comedy. And it's
is he? Well, he's also the producer. I mean, that guy's everything he touches is gold. He's also What We Do in the Shadows.
Yep.
Season 3's on right now, and that's
Rio's demanding the hot tub stream. It's getting there.
It'll happen. It's getting as soon as it gets a little cooler outside.
We need more subscribers, Rio. Come on,
more subscribers. Well, we'll get all the subscribers then, right?
Two gorgeous beardos like us in the hot tub? Are you kidding?
I'm growing my beard out, by the way. I haven't shaved it
I love it. You can write your manifesto by the end of November. Taika Waititi. That's it. Taika Waititi.
Yeah. I can never say it. I know what it is.
Yeah.
Anywho, I can
That's
never
exactly
say it,
right. So thanks, folks. Have a good Why the nipple rub?
Why not?
Rio, my sweet summer child.
Oh God! On that note, episode 140's in the can. Take care, everyone. Love you. Have a good one. Be kind.